Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today I am excited to present you with another token teaser segment. I have the education director, Stanton Wong from Horizon Protocol with me here today, and excited to really share the information that he's got to, you guys, to really give you an idea about what Horizon Protocol is all about. So welcome to the channel, Stanton. How you doing today?
Thank you very much, Brad, for having me. I'm doing very well.
Awesome. Now, well, we definitely appreciate you being here. We know that in this bull market, it's easy for you to be putting in 10, 14, 20-hour days sometimes probably to stay ahead of everything that is going on with a project like yours. So we appreciate you. And, I guess my first question would be just maybe give a little bit of background to my viewers on, who you are, how you got involved in this crazy world of blockchain technology, and just kind of give us a little bit of background.
Okay, so I'm a computer science major, so I studied computer science in school, and when Bitcoin came around, I heard about it, but what really interested me in crypto was Ethereum because of smart contracts. So smart contracts and what it could potentially do from a decentralized perspective, and how it can help build trust through code was something very, very fascinating to me. So that's when I started looking into crypto. And then I was similar to you in that around 2017 was when I started investing into crypto. And then gradually, what I wanted to do more than anything was to get involved in some way. And so a friend of mine, the founder of the project Horizon Protocol, was the one who pulled me in. He said, "We really need help. Would love to have you on board." And so I committed and said, "Yeah, I'll help out." And then now I've been with the project for almost 4 years now, fully on board. And I would say that the difference between kind of just investing and looking at crypto and actually working on a project or having a YouTube channel, for example, is you start to really learn about the details of how different projects work, what are the possibilities and potential of these projects, and where they can go.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. And, one of the things that we try to focus on here on my channel is we really believe, in real world utility, something that solves real world problems. You don't have companies like Microsoft and Amazon that have been around for decades and decades because they just were, a flash in the pan. And, there's a lot of cryptocurrency companies out there that, in my opinion, probably don't really need to exist. But you guys actually really have a pretty incredible real world product. And I'd love for you to maybe talk a little bit about that, like the problem that you saw in the marketplace and how Horizon Protocol is the solution for that.
Yep. So the way we describe ourselves in more technical terms is we're decentralized derivatives trading and liquidity protocol. So there's two parts of that. One is that we do derivatives trading, which is another word for perpetual futures. Derivatives are essentially a virtual or a mock version of the real thing. And instead of holding the real asset, you get a virtual or like a synthetic version of it, which mimics the real thing. So the reason why we do this is because we were thinking that we don't want to just offer products that are already on chain. We want to offer products that are off chain and able to get the price feed from an oracle. So this allows us to start bringing on real world assets. Like if you want to buy NVIDIA stock, Tesla stock, Google stock, Microsoft stock, you can do it directly on the platform because the price feeds are available. So instead of buying the actual thing, you get something that mimics everything of the actual asset in stock. And the initial idea of why we wanted to do this was we were looking at crypto as a decentralization mechanism. And so one of the things that are very centralized is different equities in the market, because a lot of it is tied to a specific country. And if you wanted to get access to, if you're not American and you're trying to get access to the US stocks, or if you're trying to get access to Japanese or European stocks, it's a lot harder. There's a lot more red tape that you have to go through. And so the initial genesis of the idea was we wanted to democratize access to these different investment vehicles that was not widely available to different people around the world.
Man, that makes a lot of sense. And would I be correct? My first thing that when you mentioned that is that it also kind of creates a little bit different layer of privacy. So if I get onto my Robinhood app and I buy something, the whole world kind of knows about it. Robinhood, I'm KYC'd, Robinhood knows about it. US government ever wants to know what I'm doing, it's easy for them to find out. Does using Horizon Protocol give your clients a little bit of a layer of privacy?
Yeah, so it's completely decentralized. There is no KYC. You just have your own wallet and you connect to the protocol that way. So you're completely right. It does, it's essentially complete privacy. You've never KYC the wallet before.
Awesome, I love it. Well, let's run over to the website here real fast and give you an opportunity to kind of maybe show people exactly what we're talking about.
Yep. So the website, I'm not going to go through too much for features, some of the kind of details, low fees, deep liquidity. This is because, I forgot to mention the liquidity part. We also have our own liquidity layer on BNB chain.
Okay.
And one thing to mention as I think we'll touch on this later, but we're moving into a growth phase because the past couple of years have been kind of head down building. We were, the first layer that we built was a liquidity layer, and the liquidity layer, the important part of it was to essentially establish liquidity so that people can trade on top of it. Without the liquidity, there was no way to offer synthetic assets. And then the fun thing with how the system is built is that there is zero slippage because we're not trading against someone else. You're trading directly with a liquidity pool. And so one of the business models that we're exploring in the long run is that we can be a channel for exchanges like 1inch aggregators to trade without dealing with slippage if we have enough liquidity. So that's a way for us to generate a lot of fees moving forward. But you're mentioning privacy, so we're full self-custody. You handle everything yourself. It's fully decentralized. And with our perpetual futures, we do have 50x leverage. So if you're trading futures, that's available. And something fun that we've been doing is we're the first platform to be integrating AI trading into it. So we have a partner that we're pretty close with. They've built an AI trading platform, system, and we're working with them to be the interface for it. They need a project that has an interface to work with. So that's something we're doing. I'm going to quickly show what the app actually looks like.
Okay.
So when you enter the app, this is a dashboard, but the cool stuff will be the actual trading pieces. So this would be the perpetual futures. You can long or short. You can set limits, your stops for when you want the trade to exit. And then aside from futures, we also have the exchange. So if you don't want to hold onto any futures where you have to pay a fee to maintain it, you can also hold specific assets. So I was mentioning earlier that you could get real world assets. So aside from some crypto assets, you can also hold, for example, gold, silver, euros, Japanese yen, Google stock, Apple, Tesla, Coinbase, Amazon, etc. So,
wow.
So this is something that a lot of platforms don't host, and this is something that we're still working towards expanding. So this list is obviously not definitive, but it's at least a sampler for where we're going.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if I wanted to, instead of going down to my local pawn shop or store here and just like buying physical gold. I can literally just connect my wallet and spend USDT or Bitcoin or something along those lines and buy the derivative and hold it in my wallet and have the same exposure as I would to just buying, the actual metal itself.
Correct. We do have one, so there's one step that we're trying to work to improve. It's that you have to transition towards our version of the USD. So this here says ZUSD. So if you have USDT, you just have to trade for ZUSD, and then ZUSD is going to be your money to purchase these different derivatives.
Awesome. And as of right now, there's no VPN or anything needed to use this if you're like in the United States?
Nothing's needed. So technically, we would say that we don't offer this in the United States, but it's completely decentralized. So there's nothing to stop anybody from using it. We're not a US entity. Yep. So the US government also has no say over what we can and cannot do.
Okay. I like that a lot because it's, pretty hard. I've gotten kicked out of Binance and KuCoin and, too many exchanges to name that don't want, my business. So I think it's pretty cool that I can use this from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot harder when you're a real entity that's trying to do real business in a country, because the legalities and regulations are still up in the air. But it is, I'm seeing a lot of countries actively promoting, or not promoting, but setting up regulations for crypto because they know it's going to be a thing. It's sooner or later, this is going to become more and more clear. And at that point, it'll be much easier for everyone to get access.
Yep, absolutely. Makes sense. Let me run over here real quick to my side here and pop over to your Twitter page. One of the things that I have always believed that's so valuable in any type of business that you're trying to run is community. But I've always said that in cryptocurrency, community is really almost everything. And so I just wanted to show my viewers that they can find you here at Horizon Protocol on Twitter, and that you guys are working hard. You've got, almost 50,000 followers. There's a bunch of people here listed that I'm connected with. So I know that there's a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space that are keeping an eye, on Horizon Protocol. And I always like to show, my community that you guys are hard working. Here's a tweet that you just put out, a couple hours ago, and so on and so forth, 11 hours ago, that you're very active and a hardworking team. We mentioned this a little bit off camera, but so many companies didn't survive 2022 and 2023. So it's really an incredible testament to what you guys have going on, that you were able to just put your heads down and just work hard on your product during the bear market. And now you're positioned to take, advantage of what could potentially be one of the best crypto bull markets that we might, ever experience.
Yeah, it's, our founding team, and myself included, we all came from running small businesses before. And so when we saw what was happening in the market, we were thinking, we want this project to last because this is our baby, essentially. And our decision was that if we heavily marketed during the bull market, we would kill ourselves. We just run out of funds. And so we focused very heavily on, or we adjusted our spending to be more focused on getting our product out. So our full product only finished earlier this year. So I was mentioning that we're transitioning to a growth phase, and it's partly because we're now finally moving back into a bull market. Still Bitcoin heavy right now, but it transitions over to the other blue chips and then altcoins afterwards.
Absolutely.
And so we're actually in a very lucky position where if this trend continues, our growth plan, where we're going to invest more on spending and also on going cross-chain for better fees and finding partners on those chains, that's going to be also a very big lift for us in terms of marketing and also access for more users.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're taking advantage of two of the biggest narratives, in the cryptocurrency markets and just almost really just in the world. AI and real world assets are two of the biggest players right now, and especially AI, and it's not going anywhere. AI is just going to become more and more a part of our everyday life for the very foreseeable future. So you definitely are right smack dab in the middle of the right places to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of our founders used to trade a lot, and his dream was always to have AI trading, like AI agents trading for him. He would set the rules, and then the rules are not as simple as limits, but to actually specify details on how to trade. And so this AI trading mechanism is actually a dream of his now that we get to play with it. And the goal is to integrate it into the platform. So number one, at the beginning, it's just going to be able to give you notifications, but then we're trying to get it to, we're trying to test out its ability to actually trade on testnet. So it'll actively trade for you. And what we envision is you can pick from a marketplace of different AI agents in the future to trade for you, whichever one that aligns most with your trading philosophy.
Yeah, I love that. I'm kind of a holder myself because I really believe, over the long term, holding is one of the best ways that you can increase your wealth and decrease your stress. But I do enjoy I do enjoy trading a little bit, but anytime I hear about these AI trading bots, it does get me excited because it also reminds me of, Warren Buffett's famous, if you can't figure out a way to make money while you're asleep, you're going to have to work for the rest of your life. So I've never done a lot of trading. And one of the biggest reasons is I don't want to be stuck behind a computer screen for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. To me, that's just like having a job in a sense. So I really like the idea of these AI trading bots, and if they have the ability to work with your money and increase your your net worth, that will be very powerful as we move forward.
Yeah, especially for crypto trading or access to crypto trading, because unlike traditional equities or anything else, crypto is 24/7. So
yeah,
there's no way for you to sit behind a computer for 24 hours a day.
Yeah, absolutely. So if somebody really wants to take advantage of that AI trading, they just go to the website, connect the wallet, and then do they just figure out which cryptocurrency they want the artificial intelligence to trade and pay a fee in Horizon Protocol tokens, or how does that all work?
So currently it's still very new. We are gradually whitelisting wallets to be able to play with it.
Okay.
So the actual process right now is you'd have to join our Telegram and ask our community managers for access. Okay. So they would be the ones there's a wait list. They would be the ones to approve it. And then once you're in, you get to play with it on testnet. So it's not available for mainnet yet, as we're still testing. But on testnet, we're already playing with it.
Awesome. I love it. And so that kind of led me to my next question. We just kind of showed people your Twitter page, but it sounds like, if they want to integrate with your community and really be, up to speed on everything new that's happening and kind of be part of the Horizon Protocol family, it sounds like they also want to go get connected with you on Telegram.
Yep. Telegram is where our community is mainly active on. And so that's going to be a place. Our community managers are also excellent. So anytime you have a question, they're going to be there to answer.
Awesome. We'll definitely put the links then to the Twitter and the Telegram right in the description. So everybody watching this video can go, click those and get in with your team. Let's run over here real quick now to CoinGecko. I'm going to do the, I don't know why, everybody's got a word that they can't say. Obligatory is one of the ones that I have a little bit of trouble with, but I'm going to do, the financial disclaimer here, folks. Me and Stanton, neither one of us are financial advisors. You always want to do your own due diligence. I want to make it very clear that my views and what I'm getting ready to say are not Stanton's views. And but this is a cryptocurrency YouTube investment channel, and so one of the reasons that I'm bringing this, folks, to you guys is we saw just incredible utility when we saw the website and what they're getting ready to do. We see incredible utility, and then we took a look at some of their numbers, and folks, right now they're sitting at a little bit over $2.4 million market cap, which we all know in the world of crypto is just a drop in a very, very small bucket. And so there's no guarantees, but when we look at a company like Horizon Protocol, we feel like the risk versus reward is very, very much in our favor. If you put a couple hundred or $500 or $1,000 or whatever your budget, you determine makes sense, and it goes to zero somehow, that's not going to affect your life. But if this thing does what some other, protocols in the past have done, this could do, 25, 50, 100, even 1,000x isn't out of the question when you find a project like this at this low of a market cap. So for those of you that like what you see and you have some interest in potentially picking up some tokens, you can get it right here on MEXC, BitTrue, and then good old Pancake Swap, one of my favorite dexes. So you can buy it on a centralized exchange if you'd like, or on a decentralized exchange, whatever you prefer. And, I was talking with Stanton off camera, and sometimes when you see an all-time high like this of, $1.62, and now it's down 99% from its all-time high, that can be kind of scary. But as you guys know that have followed the channel for a while, I don't look at it as scary. I just see an incredible opportunity, because what this shows me is this was way back in April of 2021 that they peaked. And that means that they made it all the way through 22 and all the way through 23, and were able to build and get through that bear market. And so many companies that were around in the last bull market are not still standing. And so just the fact that these guys are standing tall and moving forward and developing and adding new things to the platform shows me that there's incredible potential, in the upcoming future here. We never know for sure, but a lot of people believe that we're in for potentially the best bull market that we've ever seen, that we could be in for a year or two, or some people have even said they think, with the new administration that's taken power, that we could even be in for a 4-year bull market. I'm not so sure that I'm that enthusiastic, but man, I sure believe that the next 6 to 12 months are going to be absolutely amazing. So I know you can't really speak to the investment side of things, but is there anything that I missed, anything that you would like to cover, or did I pretty much get it all?
I think on our side, you touched on most things. I agree that this is going to be a really interesting market, because what we're seeing now is blockchain is moving into, or not blockchain, crypto is moving into the mainstream, in the sense that we're connecting crypto with the real world much more than ever before. So before, what we're doing is we're bringing real world assets on chain. But right now, the reverse is also starting to happen, where we're getting ETFs of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and there's more coming down the line, which means that crypto is being brought directly into the real world. There's governments that are looking at building strategic Bitcoin reserves. So they're treating that really like gold now.
Yep.
And it's just more in the real world news than ever before. Not as like some thing that's virtual on the side, but something that's actively in the face of real financial markets. And so I think from that perspective, crypto's going to be taken much more seriously. Obviously, small caps like us, what we essentially are small companies that typically you wouldn't get access to invest in, right? They do small rounds with family and friends, and then angel investors, VCs, and then when you get access to companies, typically it's when they IPO. Yep. When you're working with small companies, so this is the disclaimer part. When you're working with small companies, you are taking a risk, but you're also getting much more upside if they can succeed. And from our perspective, we're not we've obviously structured ourselves to be able to make it through the bear market, and we actually, because we've finally finished building all the initial pieces of the product that we we're planning to build, we now can focus our efforts into growth. And in many ways, it's perfect timing. So we're really excited to kind of switch mindset into that phase and see where we can get to.
Awesome, man. Well, I definitely appreciate your time, and I definitely want to offer my services. It sounds like you might be getting ready to the point where you're thinking about doing some marketing, and you know, hopefully the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel will be up at the top of the list if you ever decide to do so.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you very, very much again for your time. I think it's is it early in the morning for you right now? Or is it late at night?
It's early. So
early
it's 7 something in the morning.
All right. Well, I'll let you go get some more coffee and get on and really enjoy the rest of your day. But thank you again for being here. And I really look forward to getting you back on the channel. I'm sure with this AI trading and some of the new things that are coming, up the pipeline, that it won't be long before we've got some new announcements and some new things to talk about. And you're always welcome back on the channel, Stanton.
Thank you very much for having me again, Brad.
You bet. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.